Hello, Boozeketeers. This is Tiki King, and it's Tuesday night. Welcome to the Cocktales, the Tiki King program, or show, as some people like to call it. So here we are. We are currently in the living room. You know how you can tell? Because I'm here and I'm alive. Yeah. And you may ask, you're thinking, Tiki King, why are you in the living room? You're not in the bar. It makes no sense. I don't know how to process this. And speaking of processing, I just realized my phone's got 33%, so we'll have to see what happens. So one of the things is that we're simulating a dark bar atmosphere because one of the things that I got for Christmas was a fabulous lighting rig, which I'm looking at the switch on here because it's got several different things, which I can modify my lighting in a dark location. There, brighter, huh? Yeah, even brighter. Look at that, brighter still. Oh, it's even getting brighter. There we go. That's as bright as it gets, which is a little bit harsh. But we were thinking, let me tone it down a little bit. We'll slowly down. There we go. That's the dimmest, which suits usually me in general. Look at that. Okay, and then we can adjust. We can have harsh, cold light. We can have warm light, warmer light. I like the warmer light. I think that's good. I think right there. Because when we're going out on the road with this new season, with this brand new, with the Roaring 20s, we're gonna find ourselves out on the road and in some dark bars. And we figured we should have a lighting rig that wasn't like that didn't that we could adjust so that we didn't offend the patrons who were trying to enjoy their dark cave-like environment in whatever tiki bars we find ourselves in. So anyway, so that's what's going on. We got the new lighting rig. And I think I'd have to say it works. Works pretty good. So anyway, tonight, show 99. That's right, 99 shows. We're gonna have next Tuesday, depending on what's going on. Next Tuesday is gonna be show 100. That's right, some sort of milestone, I guess. I don't know. That's what they say. Oh, big show! It's a 100. It's the extravaganza. We're gonna be doing something. You're gonna see. I'll be live on the screen there, and you guys will be drinking and watching me, and it'll be a big deal, I guess. More than usual. So tonight's show, I realized we had not done reader mail in a long time, not like in 2 years. I think it's been like 2 years since we did reader mail. So I thought I should do a little bit of reader mail, and in the meantime, I'm going to drink. I have a fine glass of. I'm drinking my fine. Christmas Jameson, and which I wouldn't be drinking it. I got to show off one of my presents. But this I don't know. I mean, I know it would be a challenge, but not for me. I mean, it would be a challenge, and I'd accept it to drink this full of whiskey. But this is a fantastic Christmas edition Jeff Granito cat tiki mug. He's got the sparkly eyes, and he's wearing a tiki necklace, and it's It's a groovy thing. We took this out when we went wassailing on New Year's, and went from place to place saying, "Hey, fill the mug, or I'll sing about figgy pudding." So yeah,
It worked.
It worked. It did. I'll tell you. But yeah, fantastic. Jeff Granito Designs. If you don't know who he is, look him up. Jeff Granito Designs.com. Registered. So that was one of my fine presents, and this lighting rig was the other present, and the Jameson was another present. So we're like celebrating Christmas all over the living room, apparently. So, without any further ado, I'm going to dive right into the reader mail, which I went through and culled several emails from people, because I get a lot of emails of people just asking me a lot of stuff, and I had to go through and whittle out, because I get a ton of emails of people asking me about ukulele stuff, like what's the best ukulele, and I'm like, I don't know, mine, so you can't have it. No, I get a lot of questions because I have a whole lot of web presences out there, and not all of it is cocktail related. Usually it's about different stuff, but I went through and culled what I thought were some very interesting questions in the emails, or not questions, but just interesting emails in general, which I thought I would read to you tonight because, you know, otherwise people are like, I wrote to you and never heard anything. And I'm like, well, you should have listened harder because I was blowing stuff up and you should have heard that. But, hold on a second here. Okay. In the mail. There we go. Okay. Hold on, I gotta navigate. I shut the computer. I gotta navigate down to where I was back before. Okay, and I can't give out. I'm not gonna mention like other stuff because you'll spam them. So I'm just gonna go with first names only and locations. So okay, here we go. Jennifer doesn't say where she comes from, but Jennifer says, "Dear Tiki, I like your show. How often do you... Every Tuesday night, Jennifer." There we go. I didn't read. I just went through and was like, "Oh, this one's about this." So some of these I haven't read. So there you go, Jennifer. Every Tuesday night. If you're watching right now, it's Tuesday, and you're watching our show. There you go. Okay. Bob writes, "Oh, Tiki King, why do you use fresh mint and not powdered mint like the flakes that you get at the store in the jar?" Okay. Well, well, Bob, let me tell you about that. It's not a powder, first of all, and it is flakes, but it's actually it's dried. It is flakes. Flakes? What do you call that? What's one of the spices? What is that? Flakes. So the reason that I use fresh mint and not flakes, even though flakes are readily available and fresh mint is not always available, is because dehydrated spices, dehydrated essences of stuffs, are generally not as don't have the aroma or the potency that you're going to get out of using fresh mint for drinks. Which I'm assuming this is because I'm always talking about the fresh mint, and you go to the bar and they got the mint and they slap it and they're spanking their mints, you know, putting them in the drink. So that's why I do it, because fresh mint in a drink is it's not only a treat for the taste, but it's mostly for the nose, because when you're doing the thing and you got it and the sprig is sticking out and you're drink, like that, and with my finger was a sprig of mint, right in the nose. And then you don't get that from the powdered flake dehydrated mint that you can readily find in the spice rack, or in your grandmother's spice rack, or in your grandmother's hand if she happens to be using it. But it is a good question but I will tell you this, because you can if you're making a mint syrup, you're making a simple syrup and you want to make a mint syrup, you can in a pinch use that to flavor it. But as far as for drinks like a mojito or a mint julep or something like that, fresh mint's the way to go, because it's far more flavorful. It's a lot sweeter tasting and smelling, and you're going to get more bang for your buck from that. So there you go. Okay. Next one comes from Jean. Hello, Jean. Thank you for writing into the Tiki King program. Now, dear Tiki King, LOL, I just want to say that your show is good, LOL, and I like the one about the rum. I made the drink. It was, I think that's tasty. It says testy. I made the drink, and it was testy. I would believe that. And it was tasty. Thanks for the good work. Keep it up, LOL. Well, okay. Good on you. LOL, G. Oh, you people. Keep on writing. Next one comes from Barbara. We've got a Boozeketeer Barbara, but this is not that same Barbara. Dear Tiki King, what is the best rum for a daiquiri? Well, see, I've already answered these, but I'm not going to read the answer. I'm just going to spout off the top of my head as if I were a human fountain. Now, the best rum for a daiquiri, in my opinion, is going to be a light rum, because when you're making a daiquiri, you got the fruit juice and you get the fruit and the sugar, you got the citrus, you get squeezing limes, and it's the sweet and the sour. And if you go with something heavy, if you go with like a dark rum, it's not gonna have quite the same bite to it. And a daiquiri is one of those. It's a sour drink. It's a sweet and sour drink, and the balance of the sweetness and the sourness. And the rum should not be fighting those two, which a dark rum is going to do. So I'm going to say the best rum for that is going to be a light rum, which, I know people are going to kill me for this, but I would say like a Bacardi Silver or something of that ilk. You could go with a Ray and Nephew. That'd be good. but don't tell the police that I told you to do that later. So there you go. And Jennifer. And Jennifer says, Dear sir, I see you in my dream all the time. We need to meet up. Click the link. Never mind. That's not a question. Okay. Okay, John. John says, Tiki King, thanks for doing your show. I would like to be on your show sometime. Let me know when you're in my area. John, tell me what your area is in your next email if you're watching the show, and we'll think about that one. Which, well, I always say, hey, if you want us to be in your area, and that sounds like euphemism. if you'd like me to be in your area, let me know. No, as I always say, if you'd like us to do the show from your area, from your favorite bar or home bar, or from your living room or your kitchen, let me know. Send us an email, tikiking@tikiking.com, and let us know where we can come to, and if it's if it's feasible and workable, we'll come and do the show from your location, from your favorite bar or your home bar, which we're actually we heard of a really fantastic home bar in Sacramento that we hope to be going to fairly post haste. Reports are it's better than some bars, like actual bars. So we're going to go and hopefully wreck it for them, as we've been known to do. Moving right along. PG&E writes, Dear Tiki King, please remit payment of... No, that's... I'm kidding. They're not actually that polite. Don't say please. There we go. Here's one. Oh, well, that's not really a question. It's just a joke. Dear Tiki King, thought you would find this funny. I found it. And I'd show you guys what it is. It is basically, it's so now here's if Boozeketeer Aaron is watching, we used to talk about narrating cartoons like in the newspaper, and we didn't know if that'd be funny or not. But basically, this is someone. This person sent a picture of a freezer advertisement, and it says capacities: one person, 3.7 cubic feet; small family, 8.4 cubic feet; medium to large family, 15 to 26 cubic feet. And they said, takes the guess out of storing coffins. There you go. We're plugging in. We got the power. We got the power. So that's part of the other part of our travel rig here is that we have this crazy portable battery that when I tested the light rig just after Christmas time, and it ran for 2 hours on the brightest setting. So we figure, the show's usually a little over half an hour or half a bottle, which is sometimes an hour. So now we're plugged. We got both. We got the lighting rig and the phone plugged into the battery. So we'll see how it goes. So there we go. We got one more here. Hold on. I got to Google Translate this. I should have hold music to go to. Okay. Okay. It says, "Hello, Tiki. Your show." Okay, this is rough. Hello, Tiki. Your show we watch a lot here in Peru. So those of you who've been following along, I have hola to my Peruvian bartender friends. I got like 500 Peruvian bartender friends who watch the show apparently, and that's the new hotspot for Tiki stuff. I know Sven Kirsten, the author of the Book of Tiki, was down in Peru for a big Tiki fest down there. They got all kinds. They got the drink. They're like gung ho on the flair bartending and the mixing up of the drinks. I'm guessing they probably use a lot of cachaça and maybe some pisco. I don't know. Maybe we'll see what happens there. But anyway, so there you go. That was reader mail for this episode. If you would like your mail featured on the Tiki King program, send your mail to tikiking@tikiking.com. Don't forget to send a self-addressed stamped email with a link to your Venmo for 35 cents. I shouldn't have to pay for your postage, you bunch of miscreants. So there you go. Last time we did shots in red mail. We actually had some printed letters that people sent to us, but most of them were Dear Tiki King, I would like a Boozeketeers button. Here's my $1. Thank you. Which we've been. I got to order more Boozeketeers buttons this new year. It strained the system last year. I keep looking over at Maggie as if to get some sort of validation. Thumbs up. All right. So yes, we're gonna be ordering some more Boozeketeers buttons because you wouldn't believe I'm running into the Boozeketeers out in the wild. It's crazy. They're like, "Hey, Tiki King, I love your show. Give me a button." And sometimes I often have to give them the button that's like on my hat or on my jacket or whatever because I rarely have them with me because I've only got a couple left. I got to order some more because you guys, Boozeketeers, you're now outnumbering the 50 that I ordered apparently. So, what are the viewers saying, Producer Maggie?
Ivy wants to know if pirate rum is good.
Pirate rum? Is that Ivy?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, Ivy. We almost came by your shop the other day because I need to pick up a new muddler. And I knew, when it comes to muddling, Boozeketeer is probably the place for just that sort of thing. Is pirate rum good? Okay.
I told her if she likes it, then it's good.
Well, yes, there's that. So pirate rum comes in a couple of different flavors. It is heavily characteristic. I will tell you that. It is definitely okay. I would say pirate rum fits in a similar vein as to is Scotch good? Because there's whiskey, right? And then there's Scotch, and then there's like Scotch that you drink with just like an ice cube. And I would have to say that pirate rum is one of those rums that a rum connoisseur would probably want to drink with just an ice cube to be able to enjoy all the character that it has to offer. Because mixing it with Coke is probably going to leave you very disappointed. Using it in a tropical drink will probably yield some decent results depending on the drink. But as far as, it depends on what you're looking for. With pirate rum, it's going to be a fairly... you're going to have to find the right use for it as far as if you want to use it as a mixing rum. So, I hope that answers your question. It's a good, yeah. Is it a good rum? I think it's a good rum. Is it an easy rum to use? Not as versatile as some, but much more characteristic. Much more has much more character than others. How about that? Anything else? I'm on a roll. Is that what that is? Nope. Dog toy. So there you go, Boozeketeers. I can either end this show or answer more questions. I never know. It was a...
Kimberly wants to know if you've ever had cinnamon moonshine.
Cinnamon moonshine? Why, yes, I have. I barely remember drinking a lot of cinnamon moonshine. I've had cinnamon moonshine, apple pie moonshine, cherry moonshine. I had some moonshine, which was basically just kind of tasted like diesel fuel in a mason jar and smelled slightly of burnt cork.
Okay.
But that was in, where was that? That was actually in Rhode Island. Someone brought it in. It was the real thing. It wasn't like the store-bought moonshine. It was someone made it in their backyard.
So Ivy wants to know about Pisco.
Pisco? Why, Ivy, you've been watching the show, haven't you? So Pisco is a I believe sugar cane-based drink. Sorry. That comes from South America. It comes from Peru, if memory serves. The thing with Pisco, I've only had Pisco sours. And most people I know who drink Pisco sours. And I asked some of my Peruvian bartender friends once, what's a good use for Pisco? And they said Pisco sours. So I'm thinking that Pisco, you're either drinking it straight like cachaça. If you're one of those, here's the thing. I would say that it falls also into that like cachaça. It falls into one of those, it's a drink that you could, if you have, say you had a day that you're like, I need something that is like, okay, so that would have been a good drink. One time I drove to LA and I drove there really fast and it was a really horrendous drive. and I busted through the door at Boozeketeer Aaron's house and said, I need a shot of the harshest stuff you've got. And at that point, he had cachaça. But I have a feeling that Pisco Straight would be one of those things where if you need to feel what you're drinking, drink it straight. If you'd like to enjoy it, though, I would say probably Pisco Sour is the drink of choice. But Boozeketeer Ivy, I think you're one to mix it up a bit and report back and tell us what you did with it. Because here's the thing. You could probably mix it with some pineapple juice, and it's either going to taste good or not. And, maybe you can invent a new drink for us, because I want to buy a bottle because I like the decanter. It looks like a Easter Island Moai. But, Pisco Sours, how many of those can you drink in a night? Well, actually, we drink a lot of them, so that's not a good question. But it would be interesting to find out, and I think that your mixing skills, maybe you could report back with something that you find. What else? What else you got?
Well, you have to keep talking because CJ's CJ's in the liquor store right now.
CJ's in the liquor store.
Yeah.
CJ, why aren't you at Tiki King getting the? I saw an ad for the keep the mug night. They're having another one of those where you can get yourself a screaming tiki mug. But maybe that might not be tonight. Are you in the liquor store, CJ? What are you buying? And how long is it going to take you to get here to Utah? No, what's the liquor store we've been to before?
Logan wants to know, that one. What do you consider the best top shelf whiskey?
What do I consider to be the best top shelf whiskey? Mm-hmm. Well, that's a tough one. I can tell you what I like, but as far as whiskey, and I'm assuming, well, do you mean whiskey or scotch? Because that's a qualifier.
Whiskey with an EY.
Whiskey EY. Okay, so then that includes the Irish. I like
whiskey with no E. Now he said it again.
Whiskey. So Scotch whiskey, actually then that's going to be Canadian whiskey as well as at least one brand of Japanese whiskey. I believe Suntory recently was allowed to eliminate the E. So, so what do I like? I really like the Glenfarclas cask strength. I like the Cole Isla. Here's another thing: is I'm pretty simple when it comes to whiskey taste. One of my favorite whiskeys, which I get no end of crap about, is a Jameson. I'm a great fan of Jameson simply because it's easy to drink, it's smooth, doesn't fight with you. I happen to like it quite a bit. It also has just holds a place in my drinking heart because something I've been drinking for a long time. But I'm not a real big fan of super iodine-y whiskeys like Talisker. Talisker's a little bit more iodine-y than I like, but it is, I guess that's, once again, it's very subjective. So when you say the best top shelf, it's going to depend on who you are and what you like drinking. If you like something smoky, if you like a good scotch, like I said, the Lafroig, obviously, that's the one that's has a good balance. It's not gonna kill you, but it'll let you know what you're drinking.
The Cole Isla is better.
And the Cole Isla is a lot less harsh, but with all the character, I would say. So it depends. If you're going to spend a bunch of money, like I said, the Cole Isla is really good. And like I said, that Glenfarclas cask strength was a mighty fine drinking whiskey.
Glenfarclas 105.
Yeah, the 105 proof. So in the cask strength. So those are probably my two favorites when it comes to the top shelves. So what are you buying at CJ? Did he say? Jameson. I'm with you. Yeah. So, but I mean, it's that's the thing is that what is good, and I actually do get that's a question that I didn't read because I get that a lot. Is so what is good, and it's so subjective. I personally say that whatever you like to drink is good. And I had a long conversation with Patrick at Father Patty's in Woodland. He has the bar Father Patty's. If you've never been there, it's really awesome. It used to be a bank, So they have what used to be the vault is now where all the high end whiskeys are. And he always treats us to whatever is. Usually he'll treat us to a dram of whatever the finest he's recently acquired, and then we taste a whole lot of different stuff. And I had a conversation with him one night because a guy came back there and said he only wanted the best and asked for some Chivas. And I said, well, yeah, Chivas is expensive, but as far as the best, once again, becomes very subjective. And we started talking about different whiskeys, and it's like, to me, one of the things about sometimes drinking is it depends on the job. What is it you're going to do? And one of the things is like sometimes when I'm doing art or when I'm writing, I like to drink really low end, bottom shelf bourbon because I like that it's harsh, and I like that it makes me grimace when I'm drinking it because it stimulates the creativity. It makes me think, okay, all right, is this where we're going? All right, fine then, let's get creative. If I'm celebrating, then I'd like something that I'm going to have I'm going to have just a glass of that's something I'm going to enjoy, like a fine cognac, but like I said, which would be the Glenfarclas or the Cole Isla, something that is a celebratory feeling when you're drinking it, because you don't want to pound that stuff. You don't want to be like, I want to get do some painting and same thing with if you're dealing with extreme sorrow. You have to be careful with that one, because if you're lamenting, there's sometimes drinks that you're going to lament with are not the same that you're going to celebrate with. Because I think that sometimes when you're lamenting, you want something, once again, that tells you that you're drinking it, because that goes further. I'm not advocating drinking when you're depressed. I'm just saying that that's what I do. Yeah, so there's different tools for different jobs. What's the right weight of a hammer? Depends on the size of the nail, and that's the thing. A lot of your life is a nail, and sometimes you're building something great, and sometimes you're tearing something down, and you need both the pounding end and the claw end, and those are the different types of drinking whiskeys. So there you go. And hey, thanks for the cherries, by the way. Some fantastic stuff there. I don't know what you do to them, but I don't even know what they did to me. Woo. You haven't had any of those, have you? Logan gave us a jar of Boozeketeer. Logan gave us a jar of cherries marinated in brandy that are I can't see what the people are writing from here, so I'm not even going to bother leaning in. Then they're just going to see my face bigger. So there we go. Is that it? Are we done with the show? No? Every time.
Keep talking.
Oh, so keep talking. So what's going on? So it's the off season, as you know. Well, maybe you don't know. So it's Wicketeer's off season. So I'm home for a couple of months before I go back on the road quite a bit, and so we're hoping to get. So the Wicked Wench is still torn apart. We're hoping to get it back in shape fairly soon, so we can start rebroadcasting. So we can start broadcasting. I guess it's not a re at all, huh? So we start broadcasting again from there and mixing up fine cocktails and telling you people about them. Yeah, till then we're just winging it. We're going to be hoping to get back out to the Tin Tiki in the upcoming weeks. Do another show or two from there. Like I said, hey, if you're here in Utah, I know Boozeketeer Logan keeps saying we should do the show from his porch, maybe, or his veranda. What is it? What do you have? You have a balcony, some sort of a thing. Yeah, maybe we can make that work out. If anyone out there says, hey, I know a place here in the Utah area where you should do a show from, once again, send us an email, tikiking@tikiking.com, and we'll look into making that happen. We have a couple of different, like with Tin Tiki, we've been threatening to do some shows from some of our favorite haunts. One of the things which I found out, well, me and Turk found out, and producer Maggie found out, is that not all bars like you to film live and talk about what they do, because they think that there's some kind of shenanigans going on there. So sometimes finding a place where they don't care for streaming live can be a little bit of a challenge. But we're hoping to come to you from some local haunts here in Utah in the coming weeks, and we'll drive our hearse there. Looks like do you have a?
We might do the 100th episode from the Henderson backyard
Oh, really? Is that next weekend?
next week,
Next
Tuesday,
Oh, okay.
maybe.
Well, okay. Apparently, we might be doing our 100th episode from Boozeketeer CJ's house. I'm all for it because I've been to those parties in the backyard of CJ's house. And I remember those days and those mornings. And I remember those days and those nights, which became those mornings, which became the next day. So I'm sure there will be booze a-flowing and tattoos a-given and grimacing and who knows what else. But I'm all for it.
CJ's almost home.
CJ, you're almost home?
Mm-hmm. He has
what
the
do you-
castmates.
He's watching the show while he's driving?
Mm-hmm.
You... Hey, what is that? Castmates. So there's one of the things. So the Jameson, that's another thing I was say. Depending on what's the best whiskey. Some of the Jameson series, they're making a whole bunch of craft bottlings. One is the cask mates, in which they're using different types of casks. They did a bunch of stout ones. They did a bunch of beer ones. They did what was it? He had a bunch of them, and he ran off to Australia a little while back, and drank up a bunch of high-end Jamesons, and said they were all good. The Black Barrel is very good if you're into the Jameson, by the way. So there was something else. There was some kind of thing that we were gonna. Oh no, it's a secret. Shh, I won't talk about it. Never mind. Well, there you go. There you go. There you have it, Boozeketeers. I keep that. I should have. I didn't write down all the ending stuff that I usually talk about, but that's okay. Because you know what? Sometimes it's just over. Sometimes I just sign off and that's that. But not right now. I can see people are commenting. Are they just talking about? It's probably. Is it Boozeketeer CJ and Boozeketeer Turk talking back and forth?
Mm-mm.
Like.
It's just CJ
Oh. Oh, CJ.
and me.
Are you going to make some paprikash if we come down there? I've never had that, you know. Well, not yours anyway. I've not had your paprikash. He does. He makes good. He's our only Scottish Hungarian. Apparently, that's their speciality. Well, then I expect to see all you Bakersfield Boozeketeerians congregating in the backyard, and we can all walk in a circle, chanting and drinking. It'll be awesome. See how many of us we can fit in that little bless you. See how many of us we can stuff into that gazebo out in the backyard. That could be interesting. Alrighty, Boozeketeers. I guess I'm going to say that's it. I think we've tested the light. The light works. Run the cycle through the... It's the light. It's like regular darkness in here. It's like all the lights are off, and we got the different colors. Ooh, that's cold. Now we're watching TV in the 50s. Now
It's
and warm light. There we go. Oh, there we go. Cold light again.
Pedro from Argentina
Oh,
is on.
Pedro from Argentina. Hola. Do they speak? What do they speak in? They speak Argentinian? I don't know. I don't. Sorry, I've never been to Argentina. I don't know what the proper the nomenclature is. But Pedro from Argentina, welcome to the Tiki King show. Sorry that we're just ending it now. You can go back and watch it all over again. This show wasn't very good, so you might want to watch the next show or previous shows, because I was mostly just blathering this time. I didn't impart any. Well, actually, I imparted some wisdom.
Huh. You just turned the light off
No, I didn't.
a minute ago.
Oh, I did a minute ago, yeah, because I was checking it out. So we had different brightness settings. Huh? Brighter. How about nothing? Yeah, that's what you guys deserve that. Yeah. Oh, yeah. I think this is going to work out good. We're going to one of the things we're thinking about doing is a series of, which we keep threatening and we haven't done it yet, is a series of proper cocktails in improper locations.
I know we can.
Yeah, mixing up the zombies in the cemetery, stuff like that. And there's one we still need to go to the haunted chair and have some cocktails there and see what happens. There's a haunted chair in one of the cemeteries here in Utah where apparently if you sit in it you'll kill yourself. So we're gonna take a bottle of whiskey.
But we can't do it when there's ice. On
Yeah,
the
we can't do it when there's ice because then you'll just want to kill yourself. You're like you'll stick. And the fire department has to come and pry your butt off the chair, and that's you know, that's not, nobody wants that. Nobody. Well, there you go, Boozeketeers. It's been another Tuesday night here with you and with me. And I got to tell you, I'm glad you were here. And I'm glad I was here. Because if I wasn't here, it'd just be you staring at a blank wall. Nobody needs that. So until next week, Boozeketeers, I hope you all have good times and good drinks. And with that, I say, good night.